everybody. Just got finished feeding the breeder herd their breakfast, and just thought I'd talk to you today about fencing. Now, the perimeter of my ostrich field, as you've probably seen in other videos, hello Luther, is done in the 4-foot page wire or field fence, lifted a foot off the ground, and that gives you an escape route to roll underneath. And it's worked quite well for us so far. It makes a 4-foot fence into a 5-foot fence with room to get away at any point in the perimeter that you might need to if the boys are coming after you. So anyway, we just divided their great big field. They have way more grass than they can ever use. It ends up getting way too long. They end up tripping in it. So we've divided it so that now the goats are going to get about 2/3 of it most of the year, and we can just let the ostriches in to graze some short stuff once in a while if they need the extra. But I wanted to show you today my little recycling project. So in order to keep the goats in the other half, we had to put the interior fencing down right tight against the ground. So again, this is the 4-foot field fence, page wire. It's narrower to the bottom. I don't know how well you can see it in this. And the squares get a little bigger towards the top. But anyway, my latest recycling project and visibility line and extending the height of the fence is using up old baling twine, because every farm knows you get so much of this off your hay bales and stuff. So I've taken, well, this is actually the heavier twine off the large square bales. And it is just like 3 single strands braided. Every once in a while I do a little knot, so it kind of, because when you're doing long lengths your hands will cramp, so that is just a little single knot like you'd tie under your shoelace here and there just to hold it. Where I ran into knots, joins in the line, I just continued. I used that. Where I got a couple of chunks of rope tied together, I just went through them with another strand of baling twine and then around a couple times and tied it tight, and that way that's completely laced together, so that those joints won't come apart. So for this, and then I've attached just 1.5 foot, 2-foot long chunks of scrap lumber to some posts, so that I now have my since I didn't have long posts to begin with, so that gives me the height I need for this extra tall visibility line that just helps keep them in their own half. Now, it wasn't keeping them in was not such a concern here, because if they do tumble into the other side at some point, it's just a goat field and they get along fine with the goats for the most part. So yeah, I think this would contain them through anything though. It's nice and strong. It gives them something to play with that they can't get anything off of. And because we all know how tough baling twine is. And I think it should last several years before it starts breaking down, even out in the sunshine here. So anyway, there's my recycling project for the day and my tips on ostrich fencing. Hope it helps somebody out.